Hello and welcome to the Too Much Time on Our Hands podcast. Thank you everyone for joining us. If you're on the live stream watching us on YouTube right now, hello YouTubes. It's the Too Much Time on Our Hands team. It's the awesome foursome. We haven't been in the fuck bunker for quite some time because of course lockdown restrictions are still in place, so we are coming at you remotely in more ways than one. It's the awesome foursome as ever. I'm not going to point, but I'm going to explain who everyone is. The guy that looks like the lead singer of Tapao is Dan. Dan, say hello.
Hello.
The guy down there, the professor with the microphone, just bobbing in from the bottom of his screen, that's Russ.
Yeah, your screen's not laid out the same as what everyone's seeing on YouTube, so I'm actually in the top right.
Oh, okay, so in the top right, whichever way, that's Russ.
Mm-hmm.
And then below me, but somewhere else, is Duncan. Hello, Duncan.
Good evening. Hello.
Hello, hello. So we are going to be doing a very, very special and very dear to our heart format. It's not Dan's favourite, sadly. It's not the news, but it is Searching Questions, one of our very, very favourites. Now, the best way to define a searching question, I think Dan put it best when he said, if you watched a film or a TV show or you played a video game or you read a book and there was a random little kind of headworm that you just couldn't shake, a little question that you just couldn't shake, like which of the Fellowship of the Ring would be the most sensitive lover, or how do Transformers procreate? That's a searching question. So with no further ado, if you get your questions in, you can get them in on the live chat. We've got some in from fans already. That's right, fans already. Got them in from people who've watched it before.
They might be drunk.
And I know that we've also got some of our own prepared as well, but I'm going to hand over with no further ado to the man Dan. Don't wish too hard, your dreams are China in your hand.
Thanks, Tom. Where do you want to start then? Do we just want to start with a searching question? Do I need to actually explain any more? I think you've explained it all now well enough.
I think I've covered it off perfectly, Dan. I mean, this was the pre-arranged intro. We've been through it about 4 times.
Oh God, I just like to go off script. Tom, sorry.
Maybe just to reiterate that when we decide the answer to something, that does become fact in lore and just in the universe in general. So,
and it might even appear on Wikipedia.
Yeah.
Don't know.
I think we should clarify. It should, if you are the admin or just someone who.
Well, we're a credible source to reference.
Absolutely.
You could have one of those little numbers in the square brackets on Wikipedia could be linked to some shit that Duncan said 3 minutes 57 seconds in.
There we go, definitely.
TMTOH.
Yep.
Yeah, but it's like when everyone was in the So Solid crew, when you just like the list was like just anyone could think of basically was in the So Solid crew. Mm-hmm. You know, I wouldn't trust Wikipedia. Not a credible source.
Whoa.
Not like us.
Yep.
Not like us. I'm just
not like us.
Yeah, no,
we are more credible than Wikipedia. Fact, and that will feature on Wikipedia.
So, what's our first question that needs settling?
Let's do this then. This is from James Russell.
Hello, James. Thanks for your question.
We're kicking off with a big one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If you could swap a Mitchell brother into any film franchise, then which one and for which character in that franchise? For example, Phil Mitchell replacing Mr. Miyagi in the Karate Kid films.
Remind me who the other Mitchell brother is. It's
Grant Mitchell, Super Army Soldier.
Super Army Soldier. Yeah. Phil Mitchell's the one that it looks like a potato that's been dragged out of the Thames.
Yeah,
Phil Mitchell's the guy I would look like if I shaved my head. But yeah.
played by the immortal Steve McFadden, obviously, if we all know her.
Phil Mitchell's the meme. That's what you really need to know.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
But Ross Kemp, who plays Grant Mitchell, you know, he does all his gangs and he does his lots of stuff on. Well, now it's probably on Channel 5, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, look, you don't think he has guns the size of his, like if he's just going to be like, you know, in a pub somewhere. He's got to be out.
But is he actually hench, as the youth are saying, or is he like? Yeah. Is he just sort of a slightly overweight guy that wears a very tight t-shirt and it's all like bulges?
What, like me?
Like me?
Do you know what? I can never work that out. I can never decide whether this guy is like actually a proper like meatball head or whether he is just like he's just like me but wearing a Baby Gap t-shirt. I mean, also I bear a sort of a slight passing resemblance to probably to Phil.
Like a combination of both of them.
He's got sort of head muscle, hasn't he? Like he's got a very muscular forehead.
Yeah.
But I don't know if he's really got it in any sort of useful areas.
Do people know who Phil Mitchell is outside of Cold War Steve now, though? That's what I want to know.
No, probably not. I think Cold War Steve has taken over.
Yeah.
I can find a picture of him.
All right. As we're talking about Phil Mitchell, I would swap Thanos out for Phil Mitchell because it would be
It's this guy.
much more
Hang on.
appropriate.
Here he comes.
Phil Mitchell
You can't see it, but people at home
pissed
can.
off.
People at
Oh,
home.
nice. Cool.
That's really good. I love how this works with
You
the live stream. It's
slag.
like you guys can all see him. We can't.
I love that we all looked like in other directions. Like, where?
Where is he? Yeah, there is a mystery Phil Mitchell behind all of you right now.
We're like the sign language people who stop every now and then to look, aren't we?
I love those guys when like there's not really much happening and they sort of just I'm just gonna have a little watch actually.
Oh, interesting.
So
I
what?
really love the idea of Thanos.
So I fear in a too much time on our hands absolute first that we're getting slightly sidetracked. So
Nah.
we need to introduce this muscular potato into a film, don't we?
Yes. That's what.
Well,
don't,
I think
yeah.
Duncan's
I've just done it. Thanos into the Infinity War.
Do you know what it was? I wasn't listening to you. I was
And
too
that,
busy
ladies
gazing
and
at these
gentlemen-
45 pictures of Phil Mitchell on my other screen.
If you are watching at home and you do have the too much time on our hands bingo card, if you have Russ ignoring Duncan, you can strike that one off now. Just there you go, it's done.
Tom ignoring Duncan and Daniel ignoring Duncan are still very much up for grabs.
It's all very
Yeah,
much up
yeah,
there,
because
right?
we were listening intently.
Yeah.
So what
I
would?
mean,
That
basically,
was-
put a purple filter on that, and that is Thanos, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, one of Emma's former work colleagues has married a guy called Thanos. I'm not kidding.
I wonder if that's.
Every
I wonder if that's a baby
podcast
name that's
there's an
gone up or
anecdote.
down in popularity of late. I've
Is
just
that
found-
right?
I just found a picture of Phil Mitchell
Elaine
holding
is
the Infinity
married to
Gauntlet as well.
Thanos.
That
Which quite
is
good.
better than there being a picture of your grandma with a wee, though. That was like my personal favourite one last week.
Yeah. Elaine is married to Thanos. He's Greek.
So if you don't know these people, these are evidently some of Duncan's friends. So anyone,
Emma's had lunch with Thanos. She's just reporting this.
That is
if
very
you're
cool.
playing, if you're playing too much time on our hands bingo at home, and you have Duncan introduces random friends or family into the proceedings, feel free to cross that one off too. There we go. Someone's going to be shouting "house" at some point.
In about 5 minutes.
Yeah. What would Phil Mitchell be hoping to achieve as Thanos, though? Like Thanos wanted to control the population of the universe, didn't he? For whatever reason he does in those films.
Yeah, I think
But,
he just wants to keep Riff Raff out of the Queen Vic.
Yeah, it
So,
works.
do you
Queen
think that's
Vic.
it? He'd want to eliminate 50% of the riffraff. So
Yeah.
he'd want to. Which do you think he'd want to be getting rid of? The
I think
riff
he would just
or
want to
the raff?
preserve out.
Yeah, only 50% of it. I would very much like to see Phil Mitchell in the role of the ballet teacher in Billy Elliot.
Yeah. Getting overly disappointed. You know how Steve McFadden, like that's the actor's name, by the way. Me and Steve, we're quite good friends. He just
That's the actor's name. Don't
Yeah.
you know?
he's
He's an actor.
Whenever anything frustrating happens, he just goes and makes that noise like that. So every time Billy fell over, brained himself on the bar or something like that, there would just be a loud and obviously followed up by Shirley.
Yeah. So would he be Phil Mitchell as the acting teacher, or would he be trying to do?
He would be Steve McFadden as Phil Mitchell as the ballet teacher.
Yes.
Okay. I
Because
see
then-
then.
Because
then-
Ross kept. Oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry. Because then it works in Pulp Fiction if you replace Marcellus Wallace with Phil Mitchell. You're going down in the fourth.
Just
And the other
briefcase.
Mitchell brother could be the Gimp.
There you go. But you
Well, no,
Phil
actually,
Mitchell.
Ross Kemp could be Bruce Willis.
There you go. Same person.
Got no hair.
Yeah. So they open the briefcase, and in it is just like a pint of Carling, just like
No,
the
no,
gold
it'll be-
shining up. Yeah.
No, it'll be the bust of the Queen Vic.
Yeah. It couldn't be Carling. In the you never order a branded drink in the Queen Vic. You just say a pint, and they never say of what, you useless bastard.
I think it would be particularly funny seeing Phil Mitchell behind the bar and the usual EastEnders bust up happens, right? And then this giant hand like slams down on the bar and goes, "You're barred." Like this just giant hand just pointing to the door.
You're barred.
The Infinity Gauntlet, yeah.
Yeah. Or it could just be a sort of a Queen Vic shaped glove of some description, and it just has the sort of jewels set into her eyes, nostrils, ear holes, whatever orifice is available on the Queen Victoria's head.
Same as the usual ones, I think. She wasn't that strange.
Yeah.
So I've got one. I'd like to see Phil Mitchell. It's always going to be Phil Mitchell, isn't it? Let's be honest.
It is.
Phil Mitchell replace Jamie Dornan in 50 Shades of Grey as Christian Grey.
Oh, that's
and
I a nasty spin on some of
would
those
watch
scenes.
that.
I really want to see that.
It's the whole thing from like Zack and Miri Make a Porno, isn't it? It's like if Rosie O'Donnell was in a nude film, you'd watch it anyway, man. You'd watch it. It's like if I saw Phil Mitchell.
It couldn't make 50 Shades of Grey any worse, could it? No, I haven't seen it or read the book, but I feel it's one of those things you can criticise without watching.
It would turn it into a trauma-like film, wouldn't it? Just one of those really kind of like hushed secrets that people invite their mates round for like one night every week. Oh, I've got this really good one. It's basically Phil Mitchell it's filthy shades of grey.
50 Shades of Grey.
Shades of Phil.
It's got to be like a deep fake edit of that somewhere, right? Like.
Oh, actually, if there's anyone watching on the YouTube who knows how to do deep fakes, if you could deep fake Phil Mitchell into 50 Shades of Grey, there will be,
the entire film.
Twix. Yeah, I'll buy you a Twix.
50 Shades of Grey started as a fanfic for
Twilight,
didn't it?
Yeah.
So maybe the filthy Shades of Grey will become a fanfic of 50 Shades of Grey.
I read 50 Shades of Grey.
Of course you did. Of course you did.
Did we just make up a new fanfic? Did we?
Yeah.
Is that it? So the Too Much Time on Our Hands podcast has just made 50 Shades of Grey.
The Red Room would be just... He would like, "Come with me, I've got something to show you." Take her down, and it's like this lush apartment. Then in the Red Room is actually just a mock-up of the Queen Vic.
No, it would just be the kitchen out back. And there's only 2 rooms in the Queen Vic. It's the hallway out back, and then there's the kitchen, and then that's it.
There's the upstairs.
Yeah,
and there's the hole, the cellar that Phil keeps on getting pushed into. Because
come on, that's going to be the Red Room. Yeah.
I've got it. So the female employee, at the Queen Vic, I believe, is called Tracy. And she's like she's one of the most like prolific extras ever because she's been in the show forever.
Oh,
isn't she called Tracy? And that's it. It's Phil and Tracy.
Filthy Tracy's of Grey. No, forget it. I'll just edit that out.
I have no more booze.
Well, unfortunately, the live stream will have picked that up. So
damn it!
You're welcome.
Is anyone actually watching?
There's a few people watching.
People watching. Yeah. I mean, I don't know who you are or what you're doing, but God bless you.
Yeah.
But
God bless you. Have you ever seen my finest cornware? What's it called?
Your finest cornware?
Cornish cornware. Oh, fuck it.
So anyway, that's the first question from James. Tom, you didn't have one actually, did you?
Dan, of course, is presenting this from his solid velour bedroom.
I'm actually laying down.
Yeah, that is a waterbed.
Yeah.
You can't tell because all his kit's on it as well, but it's revolving.
Yeah, I'm naked from the waist down as well.
We all have been since the start of lockdown, basically.
Yeah.
I'm actually in my Jimmy Jam bottoms.
Don't tilt that laptop any further down.
Yeah. I did also have one actually. It was Phil Mitchell as Marcellus Wallace in Pulp Fiction.
Oh, that was it. You did have one. Sorry.
Yeah, I
take that back.
did. No, but thank you very much for thinking about me. This is one of many reasons why I love you so much. As a man and a lover.
Well. Cool.
Okay, so
next question.
Put that one to bed. Let's.
Cool. Yeah. Right. Also from James as well. Do we think that the Fonz ever moved on from hanging out with teenagers at Arnold's Drive-In, or did there come a point where it got creepy and the authorities got involved?
The authorities just got involved.
Almost certainly, right? Like it was creepy in the show. So
are we basically saying, did the Fonz get affected massively by U-Tree?
They swooped
No,
in
one
day.
He might have been protected by Epstein.
Ooh, okay, we're getting okay, so let's keep this light. Yes, the authorities definitely got involved, and he was taken to prison.
Keep it light.
Where yes, he was treated like anyone who does the things he does, which is hanging around with an ice cream float and inviting people into his office, which is a toilet.
Yeah, true.
Hey, Mum, I'm going to bring my my current boyfriend home with me. Oh, okay. Hang on, I went to school with him.
Yeah.
Hey!
How old was he by the time it finished? By the time they literally did the jumping over the shark, how old he was? He must have been sort of pushing 40.
He was 48.
Christ almighty.
I don't know if that's true, but that is what's going on Wikipedia
It was
now.
convincing.
Yeah. No, it was.
In my head, he basically went from the last episode of Happy Days to appearing as the headmaster in Scream, but I'm pretty sure there was a fair gap between those two.
What was the Fonz's I don't want to sound like the dad meeting him, bringing his daughter home and going, so what do you do? Arthur, is it Arthur Fonzarelli?
Yeah.
Was he a mechanic or something?
Technically, he was 28 when it finished, because when Happy Days first premiered, Arthur Fonzarelli was supposed to be at least 19 years of age, as he was old enough to purchase beer.
How old was Henry Winkler?
48. Please be
27.
Oh, he looks a lot older.
I mean, maybe he's just a professional drug dealer and nonce. We don't know. Was it ever explicitly laid out in the programme?
Yeah, there
was that he was a paedophile.
Do you remember Hollyoaks had their sort of like after hours episodes? There was actually one for Happy Days where Fonzarelli got into some nasty trouble, had to make a public apology and go around the neighbourhood introducing himself to people. It was very hard hitting actually, and so were the punches thrown at him by the parents of his children.
Yeah.
Is that knock knock knock? Door opens. Hey. I've been told I've got to go around the neighbourhood and tell people that I'm not allowed to hang around at Arnold's anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I like to think at some point even Arnold had a quiet word with him. Like hanging around the jukebox is fine, but inviting everyone into the toilet.
Yeah, you're not really doing anything with your life, are you?
No.
Fonzie, and for starters, you're going to keep making me call you Fonzie? Okay, you're going to keep making me call you Fonzie. People need to take a shit sometimes, dude. Just let them in the loo.
Hey. Okay, I see what you're saying.
It's funny actually. It's funny actually that there was never any moment where he was counselling Richie Cunningham and some dude was just unloading in the first stall. There was never any moment where he was just like, "Hey Richie, let's just wait until this guy's finished up," and then just had to sit through 5 minutes of noises. Okay, right. Just crack a window, open the door, waft it out into the cafe.
Well, just keeps talking, but seamless. Like just reaches into his back pocket, pulls out a box of matches, lights one, wafts it in the air.
That one hurts.
when I was, I think it must have been about 9. I've got this vivid memory of going on holiday with my parents.
I don't know where this is going.
And I met the Fonz. And he said, "Come into the toilet with me."
He said, "Sit on it." And so I remember that being in this big like apartment, and in one of the other apartments was this kid, and I say we were 9, and I'm not that old, but he was wearing like a brand new The Fonz is Cool t-shirt, and I'm like you are obviously asked for this at some point. A, where did you find it? The internet doesn't exist currently, and B, like the Fonz, really? Like I was into like Turtles or something at the time. So,
cool stuff.
Yeah, cool stuff. Yeah, I was into neon. I remember that vividly now, like neon green. Just like,
well, literally just bright colours.
Yeah.
What do you like? Fluorescent stuff.
Some colours like fluorescent green baseball cap, sweatpants, T-shirts,
obviously, because you might get sweaty.
cycling shorts. What the hell was wrong with me? And green socks.
Well, I'd like to see you in cycling shorts now. Actually, talking about 90s comebacks, I was walking with Phil in the park and Leaving Grove Park.
All of these stories start in a very sinister way, like mine did as well. And I know it's not going to be, but after talking about the Fonz being a paedophile, it is very concerning.
Yeah, well, okay, so we were in, and then this dad and his son were riding, and we were just mucking around on I was trying to get him to muck around on the grass, and this kid just went over this bump to do a jump, and he went cowabunga. I was like, I haven't heard that for ages. That was brilliant. Like, cowabunga needs to make a comeback. That is brilliant.
That was 100% worth it. Thank you, Duncan.
Cowabunga. Someone used cowabunga.
Do you know what other word needs to come back? Radical. Shouting
radical.
Radical. Like,
that's
just as a moment. Radical or fresh.
Maybe
fresh.
Fresh definitely does. Yeah.
Cool dudes like us should do it. Dudes, there's another one that should come back probably.
Dude. We do say dude quite a lot.
Yeah, we do. I also do a double thumbs up quite a lot.
Hey!
I mean, the Fonz did it in a really laid back manner, didn't they?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you went.
Hey, I mean, you and me, it's just like,
Really tense.
hey, friend.
Can you just hold it up actually, Arthur, please? Hey, no, just hold it up. There we go. There we go. We'll take the picture now. Yes.
Yeah.
Now
what turn to your right.
Yeah.
All right,
There
well,
we
that
go.
one put to bed.
Boom.
Okay.
What else we got?
Next question.
We have some responses from a message rather than the live stream. But Grant Mitchell as Mrs. Goggins in Postman Pat movie, just like slamming the parcels on there. That would be good.
Well, at least they'll get there, and it would actually be an efficient Pat. So unless he's busting the drug ring that Pat works for.
Are you going to take your package or fucking not? They don't swear in EastEnders, do they?
No, you slag.
He looks like he is swearing every other word in, even when he's not.
He does, but yeah.
That's just the throbbing vein.
Yeah.
Head.
That's where all the swears go.
Yeah.
You ready for another searching question?
Yes.
So Nicola has said, Padme and Anakin, what's up with that? At what point did she start finding him attractive? Did she groom him? Why does no one care that Anakin aged loads and she looks exactly the fucking same?
I mean, at
Everyone
no point
cares.
did she start finding him attractive because they have sub-zero chemistry throughout the entire thing.
Do you think he's basically doing his Jedi mind manipulation?
Well,
no, because firstly, that takes Star Wars to a very dark place.
It's a really dark thing.
No, I mean, their ages as written aren't. He's like 5 years younger than her as written, but like the actors were far further apart than that.
I mean, I see Natalie Portman as like a mid to late teens and a child in that first film. Like that is very apparent. And then the next film, it's like, wow, he obviously hit puberty quite quickly, and and she looks pretty similar, really. But she's obviously like, oh God, I'm going to see Anakin.
I mean, maybe she can tell that he's like chock full of double baby, like just ready to go.
Just gives off double baby vibes.
Just ready to goosh a double baby in there. But yeah, it's just
that's how it works, isn't it?
Yeah,
that's what I remember of GCSE biology.
I mean, look, we've covered this before. When we did the commentary for episode 2, there were moments where we were all just kind of sat back cringing at the awful. I mean, there's that scene where she changes for the 5th time that day, and they walk out onto the veranda, and he's sort of leering at her really close and kind of stroking her arm and things like that. And it's like, was that the point where she started to find him attractive, or was it when he fell on top of her after he fell off that big woolly cow thing and landed on her?
Or was it when he heroically won a pod race?
Or was that it? And she's secretly been holding a torch for him the whole time?
Yeah. Oh, Anakin's here, that hot kid.
Or is it that she kind of felt sorry for him, like when they went to Tatooine and did that whole thing? you know, and he murdered all those people. You know, at what point? Because he even says to her, "I killed them all. I just killed them all. I've killed a whole tribe of sand people."
Are you saying it was
She's like,
sex?
Don't worry about that. Now tell me some more about how you feel about sand, because that was getting my motor running.
Yeah, and it is everywhere right now. I wish I wasn't wearing pleather.
Yeah, and Anakin, I've been meaning to talk to you about this. That outfit, you've just been wearing that the whole time. It smells like arseholes.
That's something else we covered, isn't it? How little Jedi change their
Jedi
change their
stick like
clothes.
arseholes. I mean, Nicola, I'm sorry to say, but I just don't think. I think it was just one of those things where even at that point where they kiss, when they're being wheeled into their supposed doom in the arena, that I mean, even at that point, I think they just do it because they're like, well, if I'm gonna die now, let's have a quick canoodle. At least we can have a kiss before we die. Oh, we're not dead. Well, let's get married. Let's have the robots as witnesses as well. That'll be mental. We'll love that. That's a story we can dine out.
Well, was she more excited by his new mechanical hand and what pleasures that could induce?
Yeah, maybe she's thinking the more of him that gets locked
by
off and replaced
mode
by animatronics, the more of him that will actually be able to satisfy her in any way whatsoever.
Yeah.
A few comments from Nicola.
I mean, the arm's got more personality.
It does, yeah. It goes zzz, 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 and I'd honestly rather listen to 2 hours of that than Hayden Christensen talking.
It's cutting edge tech, that arm, isn't it?
A few comments back from what we talked about.
Where are you getting these comments?
I've got sources.
Are people whispering to you through the window?
Yes.
Is she actually watching?
Yeah.
How is she?
People are actually watching this.
Don't you're ruining it. There's millions of them out there as far as we're concerned.
We dropped from 9 to 7 at that point. So she says he was like 10. He was totally not the one grooming her. And why would you feel sorry for him? He's whiny as fuck.
We don't feel sorry for him.
I can't stand him.
So Nicola, by that, if you're watching, Nicola, hello. Who was doing the grooming? Was it a two-way groom, or was it just, groom down or groom up?
Who knows?
I'm trying to work out what any of that means, and if I want to know.
Groom down? Yeah, it took me.
Your Honour, it's okay.
Nicola, you make actually a good point.
It's okay if it's grooming up, isn't it?
Maybe she was grooming.
I'm still going down, am I? Okay.
Maybe she was grooming. Maybe she was grooming him, and then what he turned into, she felt she had gone so far in that she couldn't turn back now.
To be fair, though, as a swashbuckling Jedi, he must have some sort of allure.
You fell off that sheep and sliced that apple in half in such a sexy way. Oh, you're such a leather-wearing bad boy. No.
Yeah,
that
baby.
Smells like a rotten
jump onto my Vespa. We're gonna come beef it.
Yeah. I find it super hot when people get angry when they talk about democracy.
Yeah.
Talk taxes to me. Come on, talk dirty taxes to me.
The warning signs were there, though, isn't he? Because he is weird, right? He is a weird guy. Yeah.
He is weird.
Sometimes Padme does look like a weird extra from a My Chemical Romance music video.
I mean, it's not his fault, is it? It's the dialogue. The scenes where, she has to fall in love with you now, so we'll put a line in there. Oh, yeah, you're going to turn into a complete psychopath, aren't you? I'll just shove in a line about people being made to do what they're told, and then you can murder a bunch of sand people. Okay, and then we'll just get back to it. It won't affect anything. Don't worry, we'll just get back to it.
Hi, Marika.
We've got to stop waving at individual people. Okay, seriously.
Why not?
Marika.
Hi, Marika.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Come on, Jonathan Ross doesn't do
this.
Just
do it.
Right, what's the next question? I don't think we can come up with anything plausible as to any aspect of that relationship.
I hate them both. That's the problem here.
My God.
Maybe she thought he was a sexy kid. I don't know.
Genuinely
That's
sexier
cool
is the scene in Team America World Police where the two puppets are just being slammed into each other.
Yeah.
I thought that was Batman versus Superman.
It's The Rock in Family Guy as well, with the two action figures, trying to explain sex. That was sexier than Attack of the Clones.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, there's that.
What's next?
Next question.
What's next? Give me a second.
Come on, keeper of the questions.
Sorry, I'm on it. Duncan, do you want to do Marika since we've just waved at her? Then she can go.
She can do something better with her life.
So, Marika has asked, can you explain why in some cartoons some animals can talk but others can't? Chemical accident, possibly?
So this is like, it's not just how in cartoon A animals can talk and in cartoon B they can't. It's you've got one cartoon. Some animals can talk, some animals can't. I have a big problem with Peppa Pig for this well, this is one of the many reasons I have a problem with Peppa Pig.
And like Pluto and
I was about to say Goofy.
Goofy, that's it.
Yeah, I mean they're the same character model, even, aren't they? They look like
both.
It happens in the Lion King as well.
Does it?
Yeah, I don't think you ever hear really the.
Maybe they're just non-speaking extras, the antelopes.
Yeah, maybe
it would
have
sort of ruined
extra.
that majestic opening scene if, the camera sort of swept past the miraculous, beautiful African dawn. You could just hear, "Oh, what time do you get? Yeah, it's traffic nightmare, isn't it? Oh, what is it meant to be? Oh, it's a new baby or something. We've got to look at it and then bow down. You know what these fucking lines are like." That would have undercut the opening of the scene somewhat. So I don't.
It's very majestic, isn't it?
They can't talk in The Lion King. Just because they don't talk doesn't mean they can't. Whereas in Peppa Pig, that annoying little rasher of bacon, the animals have pets who are other animals, which is a real problem. She's got Goldie the goldfish, and there's that tortoise that always likes climbing trees. What's it called?
Let's just call it Twat.
It's that's banned from our house.
You add something else I'd like to see Phil Mitchell in, and that's
sorry.
Peppa Pig.
Guys, we can't. Oh, I thought the word twat was banned. In your house. It's like, sorry guys, can we just not say twat?
Yeah, we can't use the twat word anymore.
So do you think maybe it's like some sort of is there some sort of class system going on here?
Like, caste system.
Yeah, there's like a sort of a sub race of animals, or like people that have been had something horrible done to them, and they have their like ability to speak removed.
I mean, maybe do you think they can talk? They're just not allowed to.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Why would a pig be able to talk but a hamster can't? No, the hamster can talk. The hamster's the goddamn vet.
But it's the same in Bing as well, because there are people. Well, the weird things that are
weird.
Bing is bloody weird, but there are pet dogs that a pet dog a lot smaller than a rabbit. That makes no sense.
My main thing is
we're getting sidetracked here.
Who is that world built for? Because everything is human-sized, but the only creatures you see are the children animals and their sackcloth carers, who are even smaller.
Yeah.
So why are the dogs 7 foot tall?
I think it's a creche. I think it's literally a daycare centre.
But no, because Bing obviously lives with Flop.
Well, let's not get into that.
Not in the biblical sense.
Chemical accident. I mean, what's his name? Pluto could have been easily hit on the head.
Is there any connection to wearing clothes and being able to speak?
So we've answered this before, haven't we, with Pluto and Goofy?
So somehow trousers bestow the power of speech and intellect upon them.
No, but if that was the case, Donald Duck would be able to speak, and that guy is free.
Speak?
Yeah, he is 100%.
I tell you what, that sounds really good on a podcast. Yeah. I didn't say do it again, did I?
Can I mute Duncan? Let's just see. No, I don't think I can, unfortunately.
I've totally lost my train of thought. So I thought we went with before that Pluto was kind of like the gimp.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like he wasn't. Yeah.
This was also the same conversation that resulted in the unholy creation of Dickie Mouse.
So I
that happened, everyone. That did happen.
But it's weird that they treat him like a dog as well.
Yes.
That's weird.
Tiddles the tortoise.
Maybe
for your
maybe
information.
he's into it. Maybe it's all consensual.
Russ, it's Tiddles the tortoise.
Tiddles the tortoise. Tiddles, don't know why you like climbing trees. You're a tortoise. It's one of the two. It's one of the two funny bits in Peppa Pig. The other bit being when she hangs up on Susie Sheep without saying anything.
Can I go back herself? That was really.
That's not remotely what I said.
Can I go back to a previous question? Can I get Phil Mitchell at his drunkest in Peppa Pig as Peppa Pig?
Yeah. No.
Actually,
have heroin.
Kind of looks like Peppa Pig. Oh yeah, I forgot he had a whole heroin arc, didn't he?
Yeah, you've got to have heroin.
Weird.
Phil
That's
Mitchell.
not funny. Sorry.
What's not funny?
Heroin arc. I laughed and I shouldn't have done, so I feel bad now.
No. I mean, the subject matter obviously is incredibly serious, but I think if you take it as a comedic device and insert that into Peppa Pig, I think you'd agree that heroin Phil Mitchell is very out of place in Peppa Pig's world.
Watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'd watch that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially when a lot of Peppa Pig watching occurs at sort of 5:45, 6 in the morning, and it would just add an extra weird layer to the already sort of strange haze that you perceive the world through at that time.
Can you imagine it? It all starts off wonderfully, and then suddenly there's this smashing, banging noise, like some sound of someone rolling downstairs.
Phil
just smashes in through the door.
Looking for anything you can find to
Heroin
sell.
Phil. Yeah. Just walking out with the TV.
What about in like The Little Mermaid? Because not everything can talk there.
Yeah, some of the fish can talk. So you got Flounder can talk, can't he? But the sort of there are just like extras fish that don't say anything.
I'm saying oxygen starvation, and that could easily be a chemical accident. Or
so
also,
you're saying that some of these animals have severe brain damage and therefore can't talk.
Which would also be a chemical accident or major head injury.
Right.
That's
We're talking about Phil Mitchell having a heroin overdose in Peppa.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
it's not an overdose. He just, he's like the funny character they have to bring along. Like, we've got to get Phil, to the methadone clinic. Might be comedy gold, but I don't know. Let's keep it light, guys. What's the next question?
Oh yeah, chemical accident.
So we didn't answer that question. Funny. Yeah, we didn't answer that question, to be fair.
Yeah, I think if you look back through these, we don't answer any question.
Put it in Wikipedia, though. That's the correct answer.
Shall I make a ruling then? Let's just say they're all
Judge
in on
rules.
the joke. They're all in on the joke.
Yeah.
So they actually all can speak, and it's just a matter of choice.
They're
because
just fucking with us.
Yeah.
Quick message. Why does Grandpa Pig look like an old man's testicle? I've never watched it, so I wouldn't know, but you guys...
If you were an old pig, that's what you'd look like.
Oh, really? If I, specifically me, are you trying to say I look like a testicle? And that
No,
would...
I'm saying if you look like an old pig.
Yeah.
If you suddenly woke up one morning and you were an old pig, you would look in the mirror and go, I just look like a nutsack.
So if we're treating, like, say, Goofy and Pluto as actors, maybe they just couldn't afford to pay Pluto for a speaking part.
Yeah.
Yes.
Maybe that's what it is.
Yeah. You're going to have a huge role, but you're not going to talk, and you've got to walk on all fours. And
it could also be that Disney animators were tripping balls on LSD.
It could be that too, but I like to think that Uncle Walt ran a tough and tight ship.
Or he just got a load of animators that also suffered from synesthesia. Watch Fantasia. That is a bunch of people who are like, I can see colours in sounds. I see sounds, colours when I hear sounds, whatever. Synesthesia.
Okay. It's mental. Let's move on.
Has anyone got one they want to do while I quickly find the next one?
Duncan, Russ, what are we going?
I've got a few.
Yeah. All right. So, in what they do in what we do in the shadows. In the opening credits, you see that throughout the ages they wear a period appropriate dress. So like when it's the 70s and 80s, they're wearing clothes from that period. Why in the actual show do they wear stuff from very much the previous century rather than just noughties? Because they obviously do know how to dress of the time, but then in the show, they're not actually dressing, and they don't seem to know how to dress. I mean, I've got a sub-question of this.
Maybe it's like they were sort of making an effort specifically to go out. Like, there's that great picture in the opening credits, isn't there? All in like the leather jackets and the punk hair from the 80s.
Yeah.
So they might have been like, let's, it will be fun to dress up like this and go out. And the way people dress now is just boring, and they don't care about it, so they just dress how they want to.
I've always got the feeling it's like they want to be known. They want it to be known that they're vampires, like, and people should fear them. That's kind of how I've always seen it when they go out.
So you think they've just got bored and therefore want to make it more obvious?
Yeah. Like, I think in every other era, it was fairly obvious they were vampires, and this is the only one where it's not, because people don't pay as much attention to other people as they used to.
Yeah, actually, nobody even ever comments on how they look when they go out, do they?
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
No.
That's all I've got. That's a very serious answer, I suppose.
The sub-question was also, why Staten Island? Is it just because it's a bit of an in-joke that it's just the bum end?
Yeah, like, it's in New York, which is cool, but it's on Staten Island, which is less cool, I believe. I don't know, I've never been to New York.
Significantly.
Yeah. So I think that's kind of the point. So it's like they almost get it so right, but then they don't at the same time.
Because the Manhattan vampires are all trendy, cool hipsters.
Yes.
What was it? Count Rapula.
Yeah, and what's his name? Simon the Mischievous or something? What's he called?
Isn't it Simon the Devious?
Simon the Devious, that's it. The Mischievous, that's not even a word.
I've got one more. Actually, those two were Emma's, but my What We Do in the Shadows one was a bit serious. Is Colin Robinson actually based on a real person, and do energy vampires actually exist?
Oh, come on, we haven't got time for that one. That's like a 45-minute episode we can get into there.
We all know people that been at parties with that they just talk to you and you just go,
and if you don't,
yeah, you are that person.
You're that person.
The energy vampire thing is such a great sort of twist on that idea. It's not like a form of vampire that you've really sort of seen in any sort of pop culture before.
And he's the most dangerous of all of them as well.
Yeah, but he's just rocking his thing.
So he can go out in the day, can't he?
Yeah.
But he is immortal as well, isn't he?
Who he doesn't know because he just keeps trucking.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of unclear how long he's been around, isn't it? Although, like at one point, they do say, "Oh, he came with the house," and they've been living there for hundreds of years.
He probably seeks out, like, the best source of energy for him would be people that live forever, like people that have eternal life.
He does feed off the other vampires, doesn't he?
He does, yeah. It's hilarious when he's feeding, though. He looks amazing. He looks hilarious. Yeah, exactly. It's great. He's one of my favourite characters in it. But
quick question: how does a vampire gain sustenance from another vampire?
Energy vampire.
He's an energy vampire, so he doesn't feed on blood. He feeds on
He
psychic energy.
Drains any sort of hope or joy out of a person. So he's the annoying person at the office that at the end of a meeting, when somebody goes, "Any other business?" and it's like 5:20, he's the person that pulls out a big lever arch folder full of stuff and goes, "Well, actually, there were just 1 or 2 points that I think need some clarification." And then you're going to be there for another 2 hours.
And then the next morning, he'd be whinging to everyone about how long the meeting was as well.
Yeah, getting all the joy out of it. He's basically the guy.
Not that I know anyone.
No, it's also the person that writes the email follow-up afterwards.
Yes.
To clarify the points that we'd raised. I've actually written a paragraph or two about each one, about my personal feelings about that.
I'm just going to say it, in terms of PMQs at the moment, Keir Starmer's a bit like that. Just like, I think you'll find, here's the email that I'm sending you. For better or for worse, whatever, I'm not getting involved. But yeah,
I think that's the QC in him, isn't it?
Yeah, probably, yeah.
Like you get people at work that they'll email you, and then they'll phone you, to go through the email they just sent you point by point. And I mean, having to do calls on video these days really does restrict your eye rolling options, but it's difficult.
Yeah.
One of my colleagues mentioned today that I was sat on a video call like this, just staring down at my keyboard, and I got a message on Slack, just like, you might just want to sit up.
You know, you can just do this. Oh, you can't do that.
I'm listening, nodding, nodding.
You know, you can just do this.
I was going to try and stop video, but that wouldn't really work on the live stream.
Also, people would know exactly what you're doing if you stop the video. Yeah, don't stop the video.
I've stopped the video just because I'm about to go.
Like in Speed or in any sort of heist movie, you want to be able to have like a 30-second clip of you looking really interested and animated that you can then just loop while you have a little snooze and wait for your name to be said.
Someone did that, didn't they?
Did you see that guy who actually comped that, and he had himself bringing a cup of tea?
Yes.
So he appeared in the background, like literally just walked past, like gave the camera a kind of cursory look, put a cup of tea down on the desk, and then the guy would just sort of went, yep, and just had that running. It was brilliant. It was absolutely superb.
So yeah, I can't even remember the question. Should we move on to the next one?
Go for it.
Okay,
yeah,
so Alex.
Let's go.
Alex on Facebook has said, when you walk in The Witcher, and I think this applies to Skyrim as well. I think we can do that as well. In The Witcher, when you walk into someone's home or shop, maybe a merchant, you can often loot items from their home and then sell it back to them on the spot. Do we think this is supposed to be Geralt being sneaky, or is he just a massive dick scaring the shit out of people into buying their own things back off him?
There is a lot of NPC stupidity in these things, isn't there? Like, if you get a high enough like pickpocketing skill in Skyrim, you can steal someone's clothes and then sell them to them. Which does also beg the question of where they're keeping their money.
Nature's pocket. So I genuinely think it's Geralt thinking he's being really sneaky, but they are kind of like grateful for everything he's done. Like, oh God, it's Geralt. He comes in, he keeps the monsters away. Let's just let him believe that he's doing it.
He likes to.
Yeah, but you also
he likes to come into your house at night, steal your hairbrush, and then sell it to you the next day. Just humour him. It's harmless.
Yeah,
it's a bit weird, but it keeps him happy, and he keeps the monsters away.
Geralt doesn't steal Dan's clothes. Dan just gives him his clothes. Go, ooh.
Yeah.
Well, they're quite easy to steal.
Oh, Geralt, loot me. Oh, I'm all defenceless.
You'll never find my money purse.
So then,
my coin
put yourself into Skyrim. If you pick up a waste paper bin or a bucket and put it on a shopkeeper's head in Skyrim, you can then loot their shop. So do you think that the shopkeeper is fully aware of what's happening when you pick up a bucket?
I think they're like budgies. As soon as you put something over their head, they just fall asleep instantly because they think it's nighttime.
And then you take it off again, and then they're like, "Hey, is that mine?" No.
You know how actually in some shops you go like the apothecary kind of counter, and there's some you can just pick up, and then it says red steel. You're like, okay, well I've just managed right in front of their face just pick up a load of shrooms, but this potion over here, which is kind of hidden, you're saying steel. That makes no sense. So is it just?
I think you're meant to be able to take those things that are not marked as red, though. It's like if you've got a good relationship with the shopkeeper, they let you have some stuff for free.
Or maybe it's just like a taster selection on a deli counter.
Yeah,
it's
like the mushrooms and butterfly wings will have little cocktail sticks in them.
Well, I can never find the disposed. You get the little disposable pots, the pots with the for used cocktail sticks. I can never find that.
None of that at the moment, is there?
So you just put it back into
no happy afternoon spent hanging out at the M&S deli counter anymore.
No, God, those are the days. I mean,
no free cheese.
Give it a couple of days, yeah.
Or what they might do, I hope there's going to be sort of a little burst of nice biodegradable, like little mini pots with lids that people are able to, in a pre-prepared way, sort of be like, well, this is a tester pot you can take home, something that you can have a little nibble of and throw it away, literally onto the sidewalk, and it will break down.
I've coughed over all of them, so yeah, enjoy. Yeah. Enjoy.
Just this one's getting a sneeze.
But yeah, so I've kind of always thought that, because I've never done it, because I don't have the balls to go and steal things from people's shops. Like Geralt can just do it as well, just like rummage through the drawers, go, yeah, cool, excellent, dildo, excellent, I'll take that. Just like and they just kind of let it happen.
Yeah, I think they know in Geralt's case. It's just a human.
I think they let him think he's being sneaky, so they continue having conversations, and you see this just like 6'6" giant man just kind of sneaking along and just like rummaging through their drawers and just like looking up every now and then just
thud, thud, thud in the background. Then like a cabinet shakes and rattles, and then the lamp falls over, and it's just keep talking.
In Skyrim, I didn't even try to steal anything. I actually tried to put a load of leaflets. For some reason, I ended up with a load of leaflets, and I tried to put those in an asset inn, and I tried to put those because they would take up room, so I just put them in a cupboard, and I still got arrested. Even though I wasn't stealing anything, I was putting shit in.
It's fly tipping.
That's fly tipping.
You know, you can just drop things, don't you?
Yeah, but still get in trouble.
You can't.
I don't think you can get in trouble for littering in Skyrim.
Yeah, so I was going to say, to be fair, that's probably one of the very few things that the guards won't go for.
Yeah, I pick up a lot of cheeses and brooms by accident, so I often there's a little pile of rubbish outside a cave when I come out.
Don't you just love those times when you come across a wooden table like that's been set up as if some like kind of knife-wielding brigands have been having a card game, and there's like a scattering of gold coins, and you end up sort of trying to pick everything up, and you pick up all the gold coins, all the tankards, the bottle of wine, the plates, the cheese, the bread, and you're just like you literally just kind of,
especially early in the game as well. You're like, oh, it's letting me pick up this clothes iron. That's definitely going to be useful, and I bet I'll need that parchment, and I'll need that old teddy bear, and there's a ruined shoe here.
Yes,
that sounds like it's a part of a mystery. And then sort of within about an hour or so, you're going through. Is it gold? No, it can fuck off then.
It would be great though if there was an NPC that among all the ones that are offering you like go and kill 10 zombies or 10 skeletons and bring me their skulls, there's one guy who's going, you don't by any chance have a ruined shoe? Or 10 ruined shoes, do you? And you're like, yes, I happen to have 10 ruined shoes. Here you go. Here's a gold coin.
Did anyone ever used to collect the books as well, instead of just picking them up and just going and seeing if... Because I used to sometimes read the books.
There's an achievement for reading all the books, isn't there?
Yeah.
But
I actually do open the books, read them a bit. But
I remember playing Fallout and not having room for a gun because I picked up all the ruined books, thinking eventually I'll be able to read them somehow.
Unruin the books.
Yeah, unruin the books. Well, I could pick up this big gun, but at the same time, look at all these books I've got that I'm sure someday I'll be able to read. Nuclear Holocaust.
You can't. What's that weird thing underneath the College of Winterhold that you can like make things in?
Oh, the Eye of
Dudar. You can put a ruined book and some other ingredients into that, and it will turn it into a spell book.
Sorry, no. The Eye is that big thing that whizzes round and round and round at the end of the mage quest. Yeah, I know what you mean. It's almost like an ethereal kind of forge or something.
Yeah, it's called the something forge, isn't it? You can put a few things in, press a few buttons, and it will make something cool for you. So you can put a ruined book and some other shit into that. But you tend to have to put like more value of stuff into the thing than it's actually worth. You just go and buy it.
Yes. Although if you get the Wabberjack, from Sheogorath.
Yeah.
If you get that, that's brilliant. Like I love the fact that like some of them are just like utter death-dealing weapon attacks and things, whereas others will just turn someone into a chicken. Just like, raining fire, and then poof.
I love using my Wabberjack.
Alex goes on to say, are there litter police in Skyrim? There should be.
There are in Duncan's version of it, apparently.
sneaking into someone's apartment, pulling open the drawer and just like cramming all these leaflets, trying to close the door.
Yeah, pushing aside the Gideon's Bible and plonking like 5,000 leaflets.
Why aren't there Gideon? Okay, it's Skyrim, so it's fantasy. So there's
it's not real.
Cool. So saying, why isn't Justin Bieber in Skyrim?
Yeah, I wish. Bludgeon people.
That noise could have been so many
Make him
different
do
things.
what?
I'm going to say it, Duncan. You can do that now. The same thing will happen. You'll get arrested.
Yeah. But you can pick the lock.
But he
and
could just
escape.
be a soulless, vapid vampire in Skyrim.
You could do that now. You could take Justin Bieber out to the woods and kill him if you wanted to. But
No.
the same thing would happen if you did it in a town, though. That's the only thing. So you got to be careful.
Just a quick point on this.
Bieber done recently? He's not been very nice, as he said.
No. I was also going to say, like, it does put a point on Skyrim, doesn't it? That it feels always a bit odd to me that you can be the Dragonborn and also a soulless bloodsucker, like only intent on killing everyone and sucking their blood. It feels a bit like
Skyrim. It does suffer a bit from. You're not the chosen one. You are 8 the chosen ones. You're the Dragonborn. You're the Archmage of the College. You're the leader of the Assassins. You're the head of the Dark Brotherhood. No, they're the same people, aren't they? You're the head of the Thieves Guild.
The listener. Yeah.
You're the Thane of all the Holds. You are every single chosen one is you.
The prophecy spoke of you. Like, really
However, when what's really annoying is there's a dragon sometimes, and you're trying to shoot the dragon, and sometimes you might hit a horse or someone else, and then they get pissed off with you, and you're like, look, I'm trying to fight a dragon, and then they still try and attack you whilst you're trying to finish off this dragon. Kill it, I mean.
Sure, whatever.
You finish the dragon, and then they come after you, and you're like, come on, I've just killed this dragon for you. And now you're having a go at me.
A dragon lands in front of you, and you can see it inhaling to take its breath, and you're thinking, right, do I try and hit it with something? Do I try and dodge into cover? And then this little chap pops up and goes, oh, hi, I'm a courier. I've got a letter for you. And you have to stand there for 45 seconds getting toasted while he goes, oh, nope, that's it. Gotta run. And then you die.
There's a dragon. Did you notice that?
I always like the NPCs that walk between you and whoever you're talking to, and they fix you with this gaze as they walk past. It's kind of like... So you're like, hang on. Trying to talk to the guy behind you.
Tom, I'm really glad that you reloaded.
Reloaded what?
After losing Lydia, that you decided to reload.
I couldn't do it.
If you've got another 2-hour conversation about fucking Lydia on your bingo card, then mark that one off as well.
Next question.
Next question. Just a couple of comments in the chat. If we do a double baby t-shirts, if we ever do merch, double baby t-shirt has to be done. We've actually mentioned this before, so maybe. And then Alex himself has said that I'll have a groom down, groom up one. I don't think you want that one. I'll be honest.
Until we've worked out which one of those is the bad one, you might not want to commit.
You know, the finger of God, the one where it's God in the clouds reaching up for Adam, and do you want Padme in the clouds up? And
the original title of that picture was "Grooming Up, Grooming Down."
Yeah,
it's kind of a weird inverse of Usain Bolt, isn't it? I mean, it's like he's like all about up, whereas we're down or up. Yeah, I like that. I like that. Just 2 hands pointing at each other.
Double
like
baby.
I like that.
Nice.
The double baby is one it's one we've actually had a conversation about before, though. So
and also we also had Neo's a no-no.
Neo's a no-no. What were the other ones?
Oh, what are the little gems?
Yeah,
no, there aren't any.
That might have been it. Yeah, that's it.
Going to the Solar Sailor.
Solar Sailor.
Solar Sailor.
We should actually open the Solar Sailor.
We should. Yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah.
I'd go.
Solar Sailor. Yeah, it'd be awesome, man. It's like Club Tropicana, but the drinks aren't free.
No, they're not. They're very expensive, actually.
I mean, the drinks being free is just not it's not a long-term.
Currently, we only take cards
from the Tropicana.
Very true.
Contactless payment.
Contactless payment only right now. We don't want any money. Cash.
But then it's too easy to run up a big tab at the Solar Sailor with contactless payment.
Oh yeah.
It's too easy.
Not our problem.
Shall we do another question?
Yeah. Okay. So we're on to our questions.
How long have we been wittering on about?
We're on an hour. Let's do a little bit more. Let's do some of our questions.
I've got one.
Go on then.
Unless you want to do yours.
Nah.
Okay. So if you could do in real life any level of a video game, what would you want to do? So the rules. So this is real, as in it's going to get made on some big movie set or something somewhere. You've got no powers or anything that you can't do in real life, but it's like paintball rules. So if you're doing something with guns, it's paintball guns. You're not actually going to die.
This is the best question I've ever been asked.
Mm-hmm. So I think, having thought about it, my answer would be the first level of GoldenEye, the dam. So that gets mocked up, real life, full size, actors with paintball guns trying to shoot you. You start there, the truck drives past, you follow it through. Because I think I'm pretty sure I could do that, no problem, first time. I know exactly where everybody is. And they've all memorised the AI routines, and they act like the AI does in that game as well. Which mainly means going ooh a lot.
Yeah.
Yes. Turning towards you with their limbs pointing in the right direction. Yeah. That's awesome, man. That's so good. I think for me it would be the first Half-Life game, and it would be unforeseen consequences. So it would be that whole level, getting out of the ruined lab, and eventually to.
So you're doing it from the point of the accident.
So from the point of the accident, so it's just that level, unforeseen consequences. So, no soldiers are around, and basically to the beginning of Office Complex.
So you're like battering a few head crabs and things.
Yeah, head crabs, some Vortigaunts. Yeah, and it's all a bit chaotic and stuff like that. And security guards. I think that would be almost like one of those kind of Trocadero Alien Wars type experiences.
Yeah, one of those like interactive maze things. That would be awesome.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's my pick.
I have to think about how we're going to do the head crabs. Some sort of advanced animatronic.
Yeah, or just a crab.
Just a crab. A crab that's slightly dressed up. And fired at you. A
crab with springs on its legs.
Mm-hmm. That sounds hugely unethical, but fine.
It'll be fine. I'll clear it. It'll be all right.
I'll clear it. I've got a crab guy.
I've got a crab guy.
Yeah. So I've narrowed it down to two, which is that the last bit of Halo where you're in the Warthog, Halo 3, sorry.
Oh, the drive across the collapsing ring.
Yeah, that looks fun. Terrifying, cool. But fun. And also from the moment you're at the lighthouse in BioShock. And it's like this big secret cinema like style thing that you go down in the lift. And
that feels like it would be expensive to recreate, but we didn't set a budget limit on it. So,
no,
fair enough. We're going to build a city under the sea and put you in a bathysphere.
But specifically,
because Dan wants to go to Rapture, we've got to build a city under the sea.
Yeah.
But specifically that bit, because I don't want to have to swim over because I'm not a very good swimmer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So just from the lighthouse,
submerged areas because you're a big daddy.
The first part of Dead Space as well, in like a horror experience kind of thing. That might be quite fun. It's like as soon as they start appearing, basically. So like when you go into that room and then the lights and then go out and then that might be quite fun. I didn't realise
we could have more than one. Oh my goodness, YouTubers! I'm so sorry that you saw Dan swearing with his finger.
Oh, I was a right twat about it. Oh, I said I wasn't going to say twat.
Oh, twat. Oh,
no.
Twat. Oh, twat. I've said twat.
Oh, it's a twat again. Oh, no. Yeah, so Duncan's got his thoughtful. Cool.
Yeah. I'm going to go with the shockwave bit inside. Without, obviously, without getting, you're not getting blitzed, so, because it's paintball. Yeah, so
it's been set up as like an interactive experience, but very, very well done. But
so
you're not going to die.
You get pushed into a massive ball pit or something.
I was about to say like a foam pit or something like that.
But you have to. But it has all the sound effects because that is the most awesome thing, and it's a big gush of wind, and just the whole setup. So you're running across. You have to slide everything. You have to do the jumping, and then the extended bit. I would just have the whole of inside without like scary blades and weird zombie girls in the water, but that would be one of the. I was thinking the water one would be cool, but actually I think my favourite bit is the shockwave, just because it's so. You start off in that room and you've got it's the whole atmosphere is. Yeah, it's pretty cool, and I can't think of the names of missions in Grand Theft Auto 5, and I would probably do something in that.
Would it have, if you were doing the shockwave one, would it have the music?
Yeah.
Because that is amazing. I mean, I love the previous part of that level where you're trying to get all those bodies onto the pressure plate, because you can hear all the way through that, the dull thud, and you sort of see plaster coming down from the walls and things like that. And it's when you open it and you suddenly get out there. I mean, and I remember it's that moment where you have to shield yourself while you're coming up that ladder, and when the shockwave hits that point, and it suddenly goes, brum, 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 and the music starts. I've rarely played games that feel so atmospherically perfect.
I told you about the podcast I watched the other day on YouTube, where they were talking about it, and apparently 6 months in the development of that game, they had a workable game start to finish, and then the rest of the 6.5 years they spent just putting polish to it. Basically, it's a 7-year game, and it is. And it shows.
Yeah, every moment of that has been tweaked and polished and tested and thrown out and started again and
run through a skull or whatever. Yeah.
I mean, that is true though, isn't it? They did actually record a lot of the music through
a human skull.
Yeah.
To get the auditory reflection. I don't.
It just sounded really cool, and it's a cool story.
Yeah, that's the majority of it.
That's how I write all my music.
Through a different human skull each time.
Each time.
Yeah. Okay, so who wants to ask a question next? Tom, or shall I do one?
You do one.
Haven't we got any more listeners?
No, that's it. We I think so, unless someone wants to pipe up, or someone wants to tell us that I've missed one. But
it does. We should probably try and land this puppy fairly soon.
Okay, let's do one each, I reckon. Then, so we've done each. So you and Duncan have done one. I'm going to do. I'm going to go with a topical one, which is, how do we think the pandemic is affecting Trotter's independent trading? Do we think they've gone to eBay?
You are obsessed.
I mean, there's probably not a lot they can do, really. I mean, they're pre-internet.
Yeah.
They can't be out in Peckham Market because it's all closed down.
Yeah, but they can do deliveries, and they could probably do contactless delivery.
They will blatantly be selling dodgy masks to the government.
Yeah.
So let's start with that.
They've basically made a fortune.
Yeah. Yeah, they will be one of the companies that Dominic Cummings has got making PPE for them.
Matt Hancock has definitely signed a contract with them.
Yeah, Matt Footpenis, yes. He's signed a contract with them. But yeah, I think that for starters, they'll be making dodgy PPE for
definitely
for Dominic Cummings.
They're the ones that have bought in the stuff from Turkey.
Oh yeah, definitely, yeah.
Yeah, it'll be like crates of like tracing paper or something in there that they're cutting out into the shape of masks.
Peckham Springs hand sanitizer, that kind of thing. So
and it's so caustic. The smell. Yeah. I mean, it's one pump and it's just like fucking. Starts to dissolve your brain.
If it keeps people away from you, that's probably that's working, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. But
absolutely.
The masks have all got like mouth holes in them and stuff like that. And
is that because Trigger demands it?
I don't think we should talk about that anymore.
No, it happens, and what stays on the pod. What happens on the pod stays on the pod.
And by the way, if we ever do this, if we keep doing this, I don't ever want to do slash fiction whilst people are watching me read it.
No.
That is never something I want to actually happen.
Just you watch our viewer.
It was hard enough. It was hard enough making eye contact with you when we were doing that one. So.
Oh my god, yeah! But it was so good though.
With my eyeballs.
My eyeballs.
Oh god, I love that episode. But I think
in the same room at the same time, weren't we?
Imagine that.
The room you're sitting in.
Do you guys watch TV? Do you guys watch TV?
I mean, it has been
and when you see people like hugging in it, it's like, oh, what are you doing?
Oh, it just makes you really uncomfortable, doesn't it?
Yeah. It's so weird.
Just miss it.
No, I don't. I don't really like that.
What, hugging?
Oh, just not just hugging randoms like you see in like TV shows.
Oh yeah,
and
yeah,
stuff.
I know.
Hugging randoms.
That's in my biography.
Yeah. Yeah. The Dan McLaughlin story. Oh, sorry, I've said your full name. Oh God.
It literally comes
It's
up
actually
on the screen.
Oh, okay.
You very much have the power to change that.
Oh, I know.
Forgot that.
But the best thing is
Actually,
when people try searching for me,
looking
they
at
won't be able
the,
to spell my surname.
The way
So-
the way the overlay is done, actually, it cuts off Duncan and Dan's, so you're fine. Your
Yeah,
anonymity
Tom, you
is
dick,
preserved.
giving my full name, Dan McLaughlin.
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Whatever. Yeah.
No, I can apparently rename. I can rename myself to my Instagram tag. Who the fuck knew? How amazing is that?
Oh, technology.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think they'd move to eBay as well. I think that's the
Yeah.
other thing that would happen.
Yeah.
Tom, then. Last question.
Okay, so it's a big plot hole, and it's one that I think we should put to bed forever. So, Ocean's 11, widely regarded to be one, the remake, obviously with Clooney et al., is
Razzle dazzle.
is widely regarded to be yeah, boom baby, is widely regarded to be one of the most complex films to follow. It's very complicated. Their whole plan is very complicated, but there is one great big plot hole, which is the fake SWAT team that arrive, obviously, which is Rusty and the rest of the crew. They're the ones that swap out the money with the fake money, but none of them are carrying bags when they go in. So where's all the money come from?
Their pants.
Where did the
So
bags?
they've got those like black holdalls, haven't they? So are they not carrying them when they go?
I thought they're carrying them when they go in.
When they go in and they climb up the lift shaft and everything like that. None of them have. I mean, and there are loads of black holdalls left there. None of them have them.
Are you sure? I swear they've got them when they come in. Because I swear they're saying that they're.
You never see them carry
You
them
see,
in,
there's
never
like a
see them.
flashback when Rusty's on
Yeah.
the phone to the casino owner guy. It sort of cuts back to them walking in carrying the bags. But yeah, when you initially see them, I don't think you do.
Nope.
Do you know what this brings up though? I could really watch Ocean's 11 right now.
I've watched it again recently. It is really good.
It's the most.
I
must have seen it 100 times. It's the most rewatchable film ever. It's just effortlessly enjoyable.
I don't need to because I rewatched the Rick and Morty heist episode, so I just know all heist movies are.
I've just started that one. That's the episode I'm on. But yeah, like the
Ocean's
overly long,
8.
overly complicated heist me.
I watched Ocean's 8 the other day. It's pretty good.
I still haven't seen that. I need to see that. But
It's good. It's not Ocean's 11, but it's good. It's better than Ocean's 12.
Everything's better than Ocean's 12, though.
Yeah.
That film is
Attack
bad.
Attack of the Clones is
Yeah.
better than Ocean's 12.
Rise of
Might be.
Skywalker is not.
No, Rise of Skywalker's not because it's shit. The Rise of Skywalker is shit.
And
but-
if you had that
terrible
on
film.
your bingo card,
Yeah.
it must be House.
House.
So we haven't. Anyway,
haven't mentioned Resi 4.
that
I don't
There we
know.
go. Yeah, no, I didn't know they didn't have them on the way in. I need to watch that film again.
Yeah,
Basically,
I now have to go and watch Ocean's 11.
Yeah, I went to see that film like 5 times at the cinema.
we went as a group.
We did. That was one of the times.
Russ,
I
if
went-
you do watch it again, good luck following the plot. I found it very complex.
You're mainly watching bags.
Yeah.
The whole film. No, I'll go,
It's not
film.
Tinker
I bet
Tailor
that
Soldier
bag's important.
Spy.
I'm just gonna- let me follow that bag.
Yeah, it's got an X on it. They must want me to watch it.
Well, no wonder the casino owner's confused because I'm confused myself. So it totally makes sense.
Terry Benedict, that's his name, isn't it?
It is, isn't it? But there we go. One late question to addition we have here from Nicola again. How did Austin Powers not notice he married a fembot? Were her boobs not rock hard since they were actual guns?
Well, the thing that most amuses me about that whole scene is like,
Yeah.
Basil, you're never going to believe it. Vanessa was a fembot, and he goes, "Yeah, well, sadly, we knew all along." He just kind of goes.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
holding the
I
fake
suggest you
hand.
just don't
Like,
worry about all of that. And that goes for you at home as well.
yes.
Just advances in sex doll technology.
Yeah, I mean, she's a pretty advanced fembot, isn't she?
Yeah.
I just imagined that it was that he just didn't care. Like, he was more focused on other things. So, like, maybe he thought it was a modern thing that boobs were meant to be like that.
Or she actually even makes that point, doesn't she? Where he goes, machine gun jubblies, how did I miss those? And she goes, I think it's called foreplay. So basically, I think he's not a very attentive lover. Never really gave himself the opportunity to work it out. So, yeah. Also, I don't think Elizabeth Hurley wanted to be in the second film, so they just had to find a MacGuffin way of getting her out of it.
Yeah.
Let's have her explode.
I look back at that film, and this might be controversial. It's not very funny.
Austin Powers?
Yeah.
Oh, yes, it is.
It's a man, baby. That's not funny. Where is the joke there? It's like Big Bang Theory. There's no fucking jokes in it. It's not funny.
Oh, I think
there are funny bits in
Big Bang Theory. Sorry, is what?
I didn't say anything. I think it gets a bad rap because some of the early series were actually quite funny.
No, they weren't.
Oh, come on!
They were quite funny.
There are some amusing bits before the characters became complete caricatures. Yeah. There were some funny bits in the first few series.
Tell you the lesson I learned, that is, if you really like a girl, if you just keep badgering her, eventually she'll go out with.
Like, it's got some severe problems, and like the way when a woman goes into the comic shop, like everyone's brains shut down.
Yeah.
Whereas that's only actually accurate if it happens in a Games Workshop. But
it's true.
You know, I mean, by the end, it was pretty formulaic and ridiculous by the end, but there were some amusing bits at the start. But anyway, that misses the point. Austin Powers 1 and 3 have got some fairly funny. They're pretty good.
I think 3's all right. I think
reversing in the corridor. Come on.
Yeah, I've referenced that so many times in video games where I've got stuck in something. It's my go-to.
Yeah.
So the whole unfreezing process is excellent.
Yeah. The hand up against
that's
the wall
funny
when
as
he's
well.
having massive pits.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll give you that. That's funny. But just a lot of it's not very funny. A lot of it's just like him saying stuff in a funny accent.
I'm also pretty sure around about that time, because we were going into sixth form, we all wanted a velvet blazer jacket.
I'll do one better than you. I had 4 of them.
Several. You were the velvet jacket guy around town.
Yeah,
and can we just point out
I'm just a velvet jacket guy.
That Dan's love of velvet has continued even to this day. Just look at the backdrop behind.
He's moved on to velour.
He is the velour fog.
Velour fog.
Isn't that what Zach Brannigan calls himself when he's doing spoken word renditions of Lola? They call me the velour fog.
We need to do an episode on Futurama.
We do.
I've got I need to watch the last 2 series of it. I've still not seen it.
It holds up. It's really good. It's well worth a watch. But I think maybe we should do a whole Love Letters episode on Futurama at some point.
Yeah, definitely.
Because it is excellent. So
excellent. Well, enough life admin. What are we doing? Have we got another couple of questions?
That's it. That's all I've got. Unless anyone wants to do one more quick round.
I do have a very short question because I couldn't think of anything and I was running out of ideas. Best horse?
The lovely one.
Good.
Oh, that's a good choice.
2 more answers, please.
Roach.
Yeah.
Black Beauty for the theme song.
I was going to go for Shadowfax or the one in True Lies.
That's a good horse.
Does the Mandalorian use teacup on his armor to get it so shiny and get the scratches out?
It's not really shiny, is it? It's sort of a dull luster to it.
Yeah, okay, but
he's not like chromed up. He's not walking around like with a perfect mirror finish on him, is he? That'd be distracting.
Okay, I've got a quick one then. The Ninja Turtles, are they living in shit?
Yes,
probably
they live in the sewer.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Unless there's a fatberg blocking everything.
Can I get a
lovely note to finish on?
Can I sneak one more in?
Don't do that face again, and you can, yeah.
Can I sneak one more in?
Can I sneak one more?
Can I sneak this in?
That's definitely a grooming down face.
Can I sneak this in, please?
That's definitely not that. That's that.
So, revisiting one of our first ever questions, we said, would millennials struggle to be Planeteers? My new one is, would Gen Z or Z be really good at being Planeteers? Because they seem to be kind of quite good at this.
Who's Gen Z?
People younger than us.
Generation after us.
Are we millennials?
Yes.
Technically.
We're just millennials. We scrape. It's like
we cusp of Gen X.
Well, the word millennials originally referred to people who turned 18 in the year 2000, hence millennial.
Did it? Oh, right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Gen Z would. Probably make quite good. There'd be a lot of hearts.
Yeah, it would be all
too
hearts,
many of them would try and save dolphins.
I think the funny thing is, I think you're right. I think they would be too good at it. I think it would.
I don't think they'd need Captain Planet.
Probably just because he's not real.
No, but that would be a problem because the TV series would be, be the spin-off, wouldn't it? It would just be the Planeteers.
The Planeteers have already sorted it. Captain Planet.
I think Gen Z are pretty good at getting shit done. So, just put them in charge of being Planeteers.
Yeah. Some of Gen Z probably aren't though.
No, but the ones you'd hire as Planeteers would be.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I see what you mean.
So you're in charge of all this youthful team of Planeteers, are you?
I don't think that's a good idea. No, I don't know why.
I don't think that's a good idea. It wasn't a Dave Lee Travis joke.
Which Gen Zs are you thinking? Are you mainly thinking of Greta?
No, well, that's a perfect example. Yeah, she would be a Planeteer, wouldn't she?
I mean, then you're looking at basically Chris Packham being Captain Planet.
He basically is, isn't he?
That's a good one.
Actually, kind of looks like him.
I think that'd be good. I think yes. So you get she would be. What would she be? Heart.
No,
So she'd be water. She did sail around to
maybe
America.
She would be Heart, but I don't know. I like her quite a lot. I think she's hilarious, and
yeah. Well, that's a perfect example of someone that's got up off their arse and done something. So just get another.
And she actually doesn't really like doing public speaking or anything, but she just does it because she knows it's right.
If we were like the sort of the reject?
Is Marcus Rashford Gen Z then?
It's fine, Duncan. I mean, I'd ask the question, but I wasn't.
Sorry, Tom. I missed you. Sorry.
It's fine.
Sorry.
It's fine. Just
Spank me later.
Okay, right. One of you talk. Tom. Okay, I'll tell. Just Tom.
If we were the if these like Gen Z are the actual Earth, Fire, Wind, Water, and Heart, but we were like the rejects from the previous generation, what would you be? And it can be. I mean, I'd be Fudge because I can just sit down on the couch, watch telly, and eat fudge, and that's my thing. Just I want everyone to be happy and just like fudge. So what would you be, Dan?
Me, I mean, look at me, just Milky Ways. Yeah.
Milky Ways.
Yeah.
It doesn't all have
Carol Decker. Carol Double Decker. Yeah.
Double Carol Decker.
It doesn't all have to be, confectionery based.
Okay. Well, I just assume I would be then.
Version to sunlight.
Drizzle.
IMDb.
IMDb, nice.
Yeah, there you go.
Duncan, what about you? Seaweed.
Yeah, I mean,
Duncan would actually be a Planeteer.
Oh, it'd be water. Come on, that is what I'm striving for.
That'd be your reject. So you'd be kelp. Or something.
Kelp's a bit sexy at the moment. People are wanting to do stuff with it.
Yeah.
Just wrapping it in seaweed. Just.
It is. That's when I feel like my most sexually charged.
If I was
covered in slimy green leaves.
I don't really want to say it would be stagnant pond, but I would probably be washed up pile of kelp, seaweed, like the mix.
Beautiful.
The stinky stuff. I'd probably be washed up ulva because it stinks to high heaven.
Ulva, everybody.
Ulva,
Okay.
ULVA, and I deliberately said Ulva because Emma finds it hilarious.
There you go.
And Russ, plug.
And it sounds a bit
I
like
don't know.
Ulva.
I'd probably just be like to-do list. I'd have this sort of list of really good things that I just never quite have time to get around to doing.
I was hoping you would be like adapter or something.
No, just plain and simple.
Adapter.
Plug fucker.
Yeah, plug.
Actually, I'll tell you what, I would be missing
I
socks.
just don't see how my hobbies would actually be much benefit to the world.
No, mine wouldn't either.
Do you remember that bit in Always Sunny when they're doing Charlie's dating profile and they go,
Magnets.
"What about your hobbies?" He's doing magnets. Is yours plugs?
And if you had Always Sunny on your bingo card,
Oh, we haven't mentioned Always Sunny.
Yeah.
You know what we also
Okay.
haven't done? Just quickly.
What?
We haven't done an Always Sunny in Philadelphia episode yet either.
No.
Just
No,
live
that's true.
admin. Live admin.
Live
Live
admin.
We
whatever.
are approaching an hour and a half of this
well,
solid
let's-
gold.
Let's wrap this.
it's solid
beauty-
something.
Let's wrap this beauty up and remember when we have to stop talking and when we have to start. So, thank you very much for listening / watching. If you were watching on the live stream, thank you ever so much for all your comments, for all the chat, for all of the questions that you've sent in. Thanks very much for listening. Thanks very much for watching. If you want to hit us up, don't forget to check out our YouTube channel if you're on it already. Just search for TMTOOH on YouTube and you will find us. Just look for the gamepad in the purple background. If you want to hit us up on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter, the handle is @TMTOOH. Our sister pod, Theatrical Cut, is also out and about. You can find them on Instagram and you can find them on Facebook. Their handle is @TheatricalCutPod. And it's time for me to say goodbye, Duncan.
Goodbye, Tom.
Goodbye, Russ.
Toodles.
Goodbye, Dan.
Goodbye, everyone.
And on that note, let's cue the music.